Yo, what is up, Crockxen clan members and others who have stumbled upon this video? I'm SoresanCrockxen, and I actually have another anime time with Soresan with you guys. It's been forever, and I honestly I gotta blame it on just my life because I've been so busy lately. I haven't actually been able to watch anime consistently like I've been wanting to. And this one was actually really weird how it happened because I was for those of you guys don't know, I am when I watch anime, I watch multiple shows at once, and then I watch them in pairs. So it's like one or two episodes for one, two episodes for that kind of stuff, and then it's like a cycle. But for this one, like this is actually the fourth show that I was watching. It was very short, so I expected to finish it fairly quickly, but I finished it a little too quickly because I actually marathoned the last 5, 6 episodes. So that's kind of why this is the first one I'm bringing out. But anyways, the anime is called Anohana, so let's get started to this review. Now, Anohana, the flower we saw that day, as the full title is, just kidding. Is an 11 episode series that was released in 2011. If I recall, check. Yep, 2011. So it's very short. It's very short. Now, for those of you who don't know, and for those of you who do know, I watch anime in cycles of 4. I watch 4 shows at a time, 2 to 3 episodes each, depending on how long the series is. For a series this long, I would normally do 2 episodes per cycle. Now, this show actually threw me for a loop because I did enjoy it in the beginning and I was doing what I was doing, but for some random reason, yesterday, and this is the reason why this is the first one of the 4 that I'm recording, not just because it's the shortest one, but I decided to marathon the last 5 to 6 episodes. I don't know why. I don't know what it was that just drove me to watch the rest of it in one go. Now, Anohana, the premise of Anohana is you have this girl named you have these six kids when they were little, and then an accident happened. One of them died. Now, the story begins with Jintan, the main character, who is a shut-in. And actually, I'm gonna get into the characters in a bit, but you just start with he's a shut-in, so he's at home. And then we have this girl named Memma who's just randomly there, and while he's eating, she's bothering him. His dad shows up, and apparently he doesn't see her or doesn't acknowledge her. From initial reaction from me, at least, that he didn't acknowledge her. So I was a little confused until I realized that she's a freaking ghost because Jintan goes off to say that she is the stress of summer, like his summer stress. She's a hallucination. She's not really there, and this and that. So the premise of the whole show is that you have Menma, who is the girl who died, who had a wish, but she can't remember for the life of her what it was. And the whole purpose of the series is basically trying to find out what her wish was, while kind of getting in touch back with their old friends because they're all separated now. So to talk about the characters quickly, like I said, we have 6 characters. We have Jintan, we have Anjo, we have Menma, we have Sudoku, we have Yukiatsu, and we have Popo. Or at least that's what they call him. It's called Popo. Popo. He's a Popo. No, just kidding. Okay, so let's start off with the first, the main character, Jintan. Like I said, he's a shut-in. He lives just doing nothing. After the accident, he kind of changed personalities. When he was younger, he was the leader of the friend group, whatever. He was very outgoing, always striving to protect others, always trying to do what's best for others, type of thing. Always thinking of others above himself. All the jazz from typical, that typical kind of character. But anyways, after the death, he kind of changed his personality, completely switched. He became more like, it was kind of like he put himself away from others in terms of like the way he talked. He didn't talk to anybody, and as soon as they got into high school, he just just did not go. Like he literally just stays home, eats, sleeps, plays a video game, eats, sleeps. And it's just that's his routine. He does nothing. Anjo actually goes to the school that Jintan's supposed to go to. They're supposed to go to a public school. Anjo is eager to, or is not really eager, but it's easy to sort of blend in. Like she kind of like everybody else's will kind of takes over hers, kind of thing. She's kind of just goes with the flow. Especially like we get to see this very early on because she has these two friends which complete. I'm not even gonna say the word. I don't know how to cuss today. Um, but yeah, she's a total B. They're total B's. And she kind of just goes with it because she's kind of trying to go along with what they're doing. Um, and then you have Sudoku, who unintentionally puts people down. Um, she kind of comes off as like high and mighty, but it's not like she's trying to. It kind of just happens. Her intelligence gets the best of her, kind of thing. Um, Yukiatsu, now he's just total a hole. I honestly hated the guy until the very last episode. Um, because he like Sudoku unintentional. Yukiatsu totally means everything he says. And the problem is, and I actually will get into what happens with him because he's like the biggest after Jintan, he got the biggest like boom in your face kind of thing. But he's just a total a-hole. I didn't like him until the last episode. Popo is very free spirited. At least that's what I got from him. He did the same thing as Jintan. He kind of dropped out of school, but he actually works, and then the money he collects uses it to travel around the world. So he's kind of just exploring the world, living life, and all that jazz. So he kind of went the free spirited type. Menma though, like Menma is like she and the insane game freak put it the best. I'll leave a link to his channel down below in case you guys don't know who he is. I highly suggest go watch him. He's like amazing. She has two characteristics. She's either crying or yeah, she's either crying all the time or she's very happy-go-lucky. Like there's no time you actually see her serious. And then in his review, which I guess I should leave a link to that below as well, he saw the flaws. I mean, I personally didn't have anything to compare the show to, so I didn't see them quite as well as he did. But she should have been fixed around a little bit, especially because they made her age, even though she died, but she still acted her the age she was when she died. So it kind of made no sense to have her grow up. But anyway, so throughout the story, you have Jintan trying to find out what this wish is, so he can get rid of this hallucination, his imagination, just get it out of here. But his friends don't believe in it, except for Popo, because Popo, like I said, Popo actually looked up to Jintan a lot when they were younger. So he's actually staying at their old clubhouse, and it's kind of like he believes everything Jintan says, but it's kind of hard to convince the other three. In fact, they actually kind of just literally make him feel as bad as possible, especially Yukiatsu. Like I said, he was a big a-hole and just putting everybody down. Because he's quote unquote stuck in the past and hurting everybody around him by continuously bringing her name up and trying to just be in the past. Like they literally try to reason down or trying to put off what he's saying as a means to hurt them, which is not true, obviously, but that's just how they feel. And since nobody else can see her besides Jintan, it doesn't help at all. So really fast, I'm gonna get to what happens with Yukiatsu. Since he is the biggest douchebag of the series, you would think that there's a reason for it, and there is a big one. And I was completely confused. Like I kind of somewhat forgave him when they actually explained what was going on. but it didn't make me like him anymore. Like it's not like I said until the end of the series is when like the last episode is when I actually liked him. He is actually more obsessed with Menma than anybody else in the group, and whenever he's putting down Jintan, he's kind of every insult he throws at him is indirectly towards himself because he's more obsessed than Jintan is in his mind, obviously. Um, and then apparently Sudoku is the one that actually points this out, and it's actually shown because when he's putting down Jintan, saying that Menma told him they should just drop everything and move on with their life. Whereas Jintan, who could actually see Menma, she's like no, and he's like no, she doesn't. He goes as far like this guy is so psycho that he actually has like a complete replica of what Menma was wearing the day she died. So he cross dresses to look exactly like her to make them kind of move on. But again, it's mainly because he's obsessed with her, and actually he actually talks to the thing. It was freaking, oh gosh. So that's the thing. Eventually they do believe him, kind of, which again is also a flaw. Menma they get her diary, or Jintan, Popo, and Anjo get her diary from her parents' house, or from her house. Um, it wasn't a good idea though. Like her mom was freaking psycho. Um, and then through the diary, she actually communicated with them. And I'm like, okay, so you obviously can write. Why didn't you do this before? So I mean, not like I said, the show had its flaws, but I enjoyed it either way because, like I said, I couldn't really notice the flaws because I had nothing to compare it to. I still don't, but what Insane Game Freak opened my eyes. But anyways, I mean that was a big deal though. Like she could have talked to them before and not made Jintan look like a liar and just bad. Um, and then like, but it was crazy. The story was confusing at certain points. The wish thing was complete nonsense at the end. I'm sorry, like I love the show, and the whole wish, the actual wish itself, was completely random. I mean, they did so much throughout the show. Like they did uh, random things that they kind of felt, or when they tried to remember what it was, like back then. They did that whole thing, and then they kind of connected the dots to say, okay, so maybe this is a wish, and then it wasn't. So they moved on to the next thing, and the next thing, and no, but apparently the one wish it didn't even involve them. And actually, the wish itself is the reason why she died, which is another thing I'm gonna bring out. They never tell you or show you how she dies. They give you a hint, and then they give you a big hint in the last episode. I kind of caught it, and I'm glad I did because I mean I don't think a lot of people did catch it. But we do see flashbacks in the show, and they're kind of the same thing. Like one is repeated a lot. And it's the day of her dying. But the thing that they showed a lot was the sandal floating in the river, like just floating in there. That was Mema's sandal. Um, we have that, right? But they never tell you what happened. They don't say if she drowned. They don't say if she fell down and just fell in the water or whatever. That's the way we had it. We saw it. The last episode, when they do the whole confession thing, because they do that, I'm guessing this is a big thing in these types of shows. When everybody's confessing after they try to realize the last wish they thought, the last thing they thought could have been a wish, they all confess everything. And Popo, of all of them, like just blew me off because he comes out and says, "I saw it all." Now he doesn't say what he saw, or like, well, he kind of says what he saw, but they don't show you what happened. But apparently, whatever the initial thing that happened was, ended up causing her to fall in the river and then have the river literally drag her away. Because that's the way he explains it. He's like, I saw her just drift away in the water. He literally says, I don't know if anybody else caught that, but I did. Meaning that either she fell and was unconscious when she got in the water to where the water just took her downstream, or when she drowned, he just saw her dead, lifeless, limp body just floating downstream. One of those two things happened. I don't know what it was, but because they never tell you, they never show you, they just give you that little hint. After it happened, she was carried downstream. That's all we got. So I love the show. I really do. And I actually was surprised on myself because I actually cried in at the ending. I don't know why. I beat myself up for it because there was no reason to cry. Like, I don't know. Maybe it was just some subconscious connection with the characters or something. I don't know what it was, but I actually cried. I don't mind saying that either, because it's supposed to make you feel stuff. So I don't know. Overall, I mean, I did enjoy the series. I did. For what it was. Again, I had nothing to compare it to, so it's not like I saw these problems right from the get go. Um, so yeah, that's basically all I have to say. I mean, like, I really enjoyed it though. Like, for now, with nothing to compare it to, I give it an 8 out of 10 because I mean I did see those flaws afterwards, and so they are there, but I had to hear it from somebody else, kind of thing. And I don't know, like I really enjoyed it. I really do suggest you guys watching it. Um, don't forget to check out the Insane Game Freaks channel. Check out his review of the series, and then his thoughts and all that stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed this anime time. I don't know when the next one will be up. I'm gonna, like, right now I finished that one, so I have 3, and then I'm adding a new one. So life becomes complicated again. I have one that I'm almost done with. It's like I'm on like half, a little bit more than halfway done with it. So I think that's gonna be the next one. But again, it all depends how these next few days go. Also, don't look forward to I have a new Pokemon Dark feature hopefully out tonight. I really hope so because I'm gonna be working on that. So that's it for this review. Thank you guys for watching, or this anime time, not review, anime time with Soresan. Thank you guys for watching. Leave your comments down below. If you've seen the series, what did you think of it? If you haven't, will you watch it? I mean, like, I personally enjoyed it. There were those flaws, but it was still freaking enjoyable. Um, and the revelation, I mean, I said Popos, but I'm not going to say everything else. I mean, I want you guys to see what happens at the end. Like, the last few episodes were the best ones, which is why I probably marathoned it. I don't know what it was. But, anyways, guys, this has been SoresanCrockxen. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in future videos.